Most real estate investors and wholesalers think Facebook ads don't work or AI is not that good and they can't take calls or set appointments or do any of that stuff. And I'm going to show you how this account specifically with one of my clients has been able to produce over 15 appointments with just 25 leads from starting the campaign. We've only been running it live for 3 weeks. He's already gotten great results. I'm going to show you exactly what we got set up, how you can do the same for yourself, and see how at the end of the day, if you're not leveraging AI currently in your business, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity, especially if you pair it with the inbound marketing system or an acquisition channel in order to get these leads. Having to do cold calling or any sort of outbound, but leverage inbound marketing in order to generate these leads for you. And especially at a very, very solid cost per lead. Nothing that's going to break the bank as long as you know how to set up the campaign. So I'm going to go into that now. First thing about this account, like I was mentioning before, is that this real estate investor slash wholesaler and also a licensed agent, my client, he has multiple exit strategies with these type of leads that he works. So that means that we can actually capitalize on any single of the opportunities that come in. Of course, we're going for distressed, motivated sellers, but at the end of the day, not every deal fits a cash deal. And if you're able to maximize on different exit strategies, that means you can spend more money on ads and ultimately make more money at the end of it if you can close on these, right? So one lead could turn into a listing appointment for him or like an actual listing, a creative deal if he knows how to structure those, innovation, which would be very similar to doing listings. Since he's a licensed agent, he just takes care of it as a listing. And then you're doing your traditional cash deals as well. And so having 4 exits instead of a wholesaler who traditionally just has one, again, it'll allow you to maximize, spend more money on ads, and even have a solid cost per lead with these leads. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to close on these as quickly as possible, but still make as much money with all the opportunities that you're getting. So again, the filters that we have on this client are those mentioned there. We target distressed, motivated sellers, but he has multiple exit strategies in order to capitalize on these actual leads themselves. And this is the actual campaign setup that we have going. So we have one campaign running. We're currently spending $50 a day and we're slowly actually increasing the budget for that. And we have 2 ad sets running here with different targeting to, motivated seller pain points like inherited, divorce, relocating. Some of these you can't actually find them in interest targeting, but we simply set up 2 different ad sets, point out different sort of targeting metrics that might work. Like if you can put in like someone's moving or anything that's like life transitioning would fit into these here, like relocating. And then this other active distress, we just try to find anything that would indicate they might be a real estate investor, fix and flip or anything like that, and they potentially don't actually have the funds to be able to keep going with their project or are looking to repair their home and they can't fix it. So we just set up those targeting angles, and again, it's just 2 ad sets, and then we have it campaign budget optimized. What that means is that we let Facebook actually find the winner between the ads that we set up. Since we have 2 ad sets here, it's going to spend the $50 we have per day accordingly throughout the actual campaign. So that's what we have running there, and it's going to end up finding the winner, spend $30 on one ad, and then the next day it's going to spend 20, 25, or even up to the full budget on another ad, just simply trying to find those winners. And we're going to show those results here shortly. He's in the Fox Valley, Chicagoland suburb area market, and that's where everything's going really well for him right now. And we have simple questions going on in the forums. We obviously ask about condition of the property, but the most important one for us is their timeline, because people, what we've seen, they'll sometimes lie about condition. They'll say that their property looks good or it's in good condition, but then, my investor, you end up showing up to the home and it's like, right, like there's so many things that need to be repaired, or it's a hoarder house. They don't want to disclose that their house is in really, really bad condition. So sometimes they'll actually lie about that. But the urgency part, a lot of people, nobody really fakes that, because they truly do have a timeline. And if someone really needs to sell quickly, they're going to make that very clear and evident. But if they don't actually need to sell that fast, they're going to let that be known, because they don't want to be rushed out of their home. They're simply looking to source a good cash offer for their property. And again, all of those details, what we do is we take that over to a conversion API, which simply means we tell Facebook after that lead has filled out that form, depending on the way they filled out those answers, we push that back to Facebook to send us more of those type of leads. And we'll show how some of those form fills look like afterwards here. And again, the most important part about this, that we can capitalize on all of these leads, regardless of whatever distress type they might be, whether they're a cash deal or innovation deal or creative deal. At the end of the day, every single one of these people need to be hit up immediately. So if you can get back to them with a system that allows you to reach out to them within 60 seconds, that raises the amount of opportunities you actually be able to capitalize on the money you might be spending on ads. Whether it's doing Google or Facebook, Facebook is a great channel to get started with, and you're not going to spend as much money where people Google PPC. You're going to have to, really raise your budget in order to compete with other big players in the market. But if you know how to set up these ads, it can be very simple, and I'm going to go over how some of these are actually looking like right now. But the most important part about this, not only is it the leads and the ads, it's the actual speed to get back to every single one of these leads, right? Within 60 seconds, we hit up these leads. As soon as they fill out the form that we have set up in the campaign, we reach out to them via SMS. We also have Facebook Messenger connected, because if you leverage Facebook and you use their instant forms, you can actually have it kick off a Facebook Messenger conversation right then and there, immediately with the lead. And then you can have voice AI, which what we also couple in this one, to call them and set the appointments. And so you have 3 different channels that you're reaching out to all of these leads as soon as they fill out the form for every single lead. Think about how powerful that is. And again, we're going to show how that looks like now. And if they don't end up booking, we still go through and like re-engage with them after. We still follow up with them. There's a set of automations and sequences to stay in touch, where previously, again, you would have to have a team to do that. And then whenever they do reply back, now it has to be you. Nope, we just leverage AI. AI is to the point where it can handle these conversations. We really like the SMS one. That absolutely crushes. And what it ends up doing is going to qualify those actual leads. Then it's going to book that appointment. And then my client ends up getting a text letting them know, hey, appointment just got booked. But the other caveat to this is that my client isn't actually available every single one of these days. And so if you're a part-time wholesaler, which I recommend as soon as you get started, everyone usually starts off cold calling several hours a day. But if you can, have a part-time job and you can allocate a budget towards running ads and then couple in a system that'll actually help you set those appointments when maybe you're at your job. Or for example, for my client, he's a firefighter. So there's certain days where he's a full 24-hour block. He's not actually available to take these calls. Even like on days where he could set an appointment and he's not there to respond immediately, it's going to set it for another day for him, right? And so we just make sure to follow up with those leads until he actually has that appointment. So we set up his calendar to where, for this example here, this isn't the exact dates, but Mondays, those are blocked off, right? And then for the days that, he actually is available, Tuesdays and Fridays, I think these are the ones that are blocked off, and then the black ones are the ones that he's available, right? Whatever the case may be. But if you have a 9-to-5 job, you maybe during these hours of the day, don't set appointments then, I'll be available afterwards. And you can do that with AI. So I'm going to showcase how that looks like here shortly and how these conversations actually end up happening right over here. And as you can see in this first conversation here, the lead came in. You can see that whenever you connect it through Facebook, it's going to immediately pop up as a conversation here within your CRM. And then here it mentions, hello, I filled out your form, provides the actual full name of the lead here. Then you can actually see their email. I'll cover that over, their phone number. And then they said that they need to sell ASAP within 2 weeks. How quickly do you need to sell? ASAP within 2 weeks. What's the condition of the property? Needs some work. Cover the address there. And immediately we text them over. They sent this in. They filled out the form at 1:28 a.m. And then we had the automation and the AI basically reach out at the same time within 60 seconds. Just covering over some details. Got your info about your property. I'd love to chat and see how we can help. When's a good time to connect? And then immediately they had already actually booked an appointment themselves through the form that they filled out, because we provide a link for them to basically book directly if they'd like to. That's what they went ahead and did. But still the AI reached out a message later because they had reached out through Facebook. And so we have Facebook is also a channel that AI will also reach out to these leads on. Thanks for reaching out. Covering the name of the company and homeowner. Helps homeowners sell quickly with flexible options, cash, creative financing, or wholesale. No fees, no repairs. Want to schedule a quick call to discuss. They had already booked in for Saturday 11th at 11 a.m. You're all set. You already have an appointment booked for Saturday. Looking forward to our call. The AI picked up that they had literally just booked an appointment themselves already. So it just mentioned that you already have one set up there and they're all good to go. Next conversation here, you can see the thread starts again. Hello, I filled out your form. Would like to know more about your business. This again kicks off immediately since we have it connected through Facebook and immediately sends out a message to our CRM. And they said, how quickly do you need to sell? They filled out saying ASAP within 2 weeks, covered the property address. They mentioned that the property is in good condition. And then there's the rest of the details of the actual lead there. So that opportunity immediately gets created so that hey, there's a new lead that came into the CRM, which is all set up for you. And then right afterwards, we have AI again, immediately engage with them. Look at how early these leads come in. 6:46, 6:47. I mean, I'd be up early to pick up on these leads, but it's great when you have AI really taking care of that for you. Thanks for reaching out, Casey. We help homeowners sell quickly with flexible options, cash, creative financing, or retail. No fees, no repairs needed. Want to schedule a quick call to discuss your options? Again, we have that message go out as well. I'd love to chat to see when's a good time to connect. They mentioned I'm available for a call anytime besides 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Immediately the AI, and this is through Facebook Messenger. We have these leads set appointments, whether it's SMS through the AI caller or through Facebook. Thanks, Casey. Here are some available call slots outside 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. and then actually provides the actual slots for them and the days that they have available. Tuesday at 8 a.m. works. Appointment gets set for Tuesday at 8 a.m. You're all set on Tuesday, July 14th at 8 a.m. I'll go over the call with your options there. And that gets set right there. Look at how quickly that conversation fully happens. There's a total of 5 minutes, 6:46 to 6:53, less than 10 minutes. And that's how most of these leads are. As soon as they fill out the form, their intent is there for them to sell, but they're not going to be thinking about that the rest of the day. They're going to go on and keep scrolling or looking at other things online on social media. So you need to be there as soon as they show that intent to sell. And that's what AI allows you to do and leverage that to set these appointments for you. Now you can take over these leads, which allows you to maximize on your ad spend. Then the next conversation here for another example. We got this one with Renee. She says, goes through, fill out your form, property address, ASAP within 2 weeks, all details there. Again, the same thing happens. SMS reaches out right away. They say they'd like to schedule for Monday morning. Immediately the AI picks that up, that the new lead has replied. We help homeowners sell quickly, offering cash, creative solutions, or retail options. Goes through, thanks for letting me know. Monday morning isn't available, but here are some alternate slots. And then it gives the other slots. Would any of these work for you? They mentioned 9 Tuesday. And the reason there wasn't other slots is because, like I mentioned, there's some slots that are blocked off completely from my client's calendar because they're a firefighter. So they have days that they just simply can't take calls. So we have AI set the appointments on the days that he can. And so even if you have a 9 to 5, obviously if you're a full-time wholesaler, you want it to book as soon as possible. The speed to lead is the most important. We make sure to take care of it on the front end as soon as the lead comes in. But the quicker you can have that appointment, the quicker you can make them an offer, the quicker you can do all of those things means you can convert on these leads a lot better and overall capture more of the revenue that is basically sitting there when you get these opportunities. You're all set for Tuesday, then it actually sets that appointment and then they give us further details there. Again, you can see this is all happening via Facebook as well. This thread right here, all those messages, that's from Facebook. They're reaching out to us via Messenger. We have AI set the appointments on there as well. I have a house I want 100 grand for that needs to be rehabbed and turned around and sold in this area, paid 182 for it. I don't want responsibility anymore. I'm having open heart surgery and I need to minimize my life. I'm not giving it away. I expect that amount to pay off the loan. So they're in a pretty dire situation here, and hopefully again, my client's taking care of that. The appointment has been set and now they're actually working that lead themselves. And all of these got fully set up by themselves. That once you have the campaigns running, once you have AI calling and setting the appointments for you via SMS, there goes your whole acquisition channel, all done for you. You don't have to worry about going back and forth with your VAs or lead managers to set things up. As long as you get to those appointments and close those deals, all you have to do is focus on the metrics, make sure you can spend more money on ads if everything is profitable, and keep scaling that way. Look at how AI has completely changed the game we do wholesale real estate. And there's other processes that within the operation you can automate as well. But this is the front end. This is acquisitions. This is how we get deals under contract. This is the most important part, and AI has allowed us to completely take care of the whole front end. It's absolutely insane. It'll get to the point where we have robots actually go into these appointments. I don't think so. I don't think people would be willing to transact. At least I'm not. I wouldn't sell to a robot just yet. Who knows? But to go into the actual metrics here, 19 days, 25 leads, 14 of them booked. And this is whenever I actually captured these metrics here. But if I show you their actual dashboard, there's actually 2 more appointments that got set. And all of these metrics, if you set it up properly within Go High Level, within your CRM, you can actually see all of these. You can set up a dashboard. Facebook and Go High Level will have a very, very easy integration where you can then have all of those metrics show up within your CRM. You don't even have to go to the ads man. And so we can see here our cost per conversion here is around 48 bucks in the market that he's in. We had only spent around 1,200 bucks in ads, a solid click-through rate, a total 25 leads with the total amount spent, and he already got 16 appointments set on his calendar for that. And then again, you can see like the metrics here. It's a little bit covered here, but you can see the daily metrics for how many leads we get per day. And overall, Facebook is very fluctuating. All of these marketing channels usually are, just because of the nature of how much we're spending per day. And then these are the actual ad sets on their account. Now I'm covering some of the details there, but you can see that these are real live ad accounts. This is from June 15th to July 15th, and we haven't even ran this for 30 days. It's only been a few weeks. So that's what that looks like there. And again, my client has already he's got 3 listings on the market directly from these leads already. Since he's a realtor, he can actually go ahead and list these. And once they're sold, that will be 30 grand in commission. And again, we're only 2 weeks in where we spent 1,200 bucks so far. So we're excited to hear once those actually get to the finish line. And then to show you again how these form fills look like, again, since we can set up a dashboard within Go High Level, we can see all of the metrics there straight away. And there's no hiding how these leads perform, how they work. And the best part about this is as we see these form fills come in, as you let us know exactly what works, and you can just make sure to verify exactly, hey, how good these leads are, what's the quality of them. You'll be able to see, okay, we had a total of ASAP within 2 weeks. There's a bunch of them that came in right within this campaign. So clearly we're getting the right people in the door as we set up these ads. And then maybe we want to tweak a couple things, get rid of these just exploring options. But again, that's the nature of marketing. Not every single lead will be absolutely pitch perfect, but as long as you're averaging a good cost per lead and the quality is there and you're getting these under contract, then all that means is you should spend more and keep the channel on, because at the end of the day, how many of these would you want to have per day, right? We had on July 12th and 13th, we had 3 leads come in ASAP within 2 weeks. 2 saying that need some work, covering the addresses there. And they came from the videos and the statics we set up, right? Like how many more of these opportunities could you take at bat and then let AI set the appointments for you? I mean, it's completely changed the way we do wholesale real estate now, especially because we're not spending a crazy amount of money either here. Like some of these marketing channels are as comparable to like text blasting or hiring VAs to cold call. Some people spend 800 bucks a month or even more to just have a VA cold call for them. And they're spending around this amount, right? Like it's absolutely insane. And you don't have to worry about managing VAs. And you're getting the best type of leads because these are inbound motivated sellers. people that are wanting to sell their property, that have basically raised their hand saying that they're looking to get rid of their home. So as long as you set up the campaign properly, this is how you can really, really leverage yourself and scale your company so that you only have to focus on having a really good sales process, being able to dispo deals properly, have multiple exit strategies to capitalize as much of this as possible, but you won't have the overhead of VAs or cold calling or text blasting or pulling lists. As long as you set up good campaigns with good creatives and then let AI set appointments and follow up and manage leads for you, there goes your whole acquisitions pipeline within wholesale real estate or just real estate investing in general. So I hope you guys got some good takeaways from this. I have other videos covering exactly how to set up the SMS AI agent that basically takes care of all of these inbound conversations that I showed here. I have like an hour-long video breaking down exactly how to set that up. And I'm gonna have other videos going over exactly the campaigns that we upload, the sort of creative strategies we run. But all we do is target motivated sellers through our campaigns. And we do that with our messaging, right? We mentioned that, you know, if you need to sell your house as is, we put that inside of our actual creatives. If you just inherited a property, that's something that we use as well. If people are facing pre-foreclosure, we bring out, hey, we're pre-foreclosure specialists, we can help you out with that property. There's so many ways to market to these people. You just have to know what sort of messaging you can put out there. And then the most important aspect of all of this, I can't reiterate this enough, is the speed to lead component. At least having it via Messenger or SMS. Voice AI is also really, really good, but these two right here, SMS and Messenger, I mean, that's gonna carry like most of the appointments for you, especially if you hit them, again, within 60 seconds. Every single lead, you see it from Alex Hormozy talking about how if you just call those leads as soon as they come in, your rate to actually get these closed goes through the roof. Right? Your conversion rate just rises because you're right there as soon as they basically raise their hand saying that they want to sell. So if you're there as quickly every single time, and AI allows you to do so via SMS and Messenger, and you're not going to have any opt-out or opt-in issues because they clearly want to sell their home and they requested to get a cash offer. So you can text them with AI from my understanding here. So yeah, if there's any questions on how this looks, or if you'd like to potentially have a system like this set up for your real estate wholesale or investment operation, then feel free to reach out. I have a link below that you can book a call directly with me so you can get set up with a system like this. Depending on the market you're in, we'll see if we can come up with the exact strategies to deploy this exact same system, help you out with setting up the campaign so that you can, you know, have profitable, actually sustainable leads and deals coming into your pipeline without you having to, you know, do a lot of heavy lifting, setting up cold calling teams or, you know, any text blasting, outbound messaging, a reliable, profitable inbound marketing channel with AI doing the heavy lifting for you. It's truly wonderful what we have set up now within this wholesale space. So if you'd like to check that out or see exactly how that would look for your business, feel free to book a link below. But I'm going to be posting more videos on exactly what we're doing for clients, what's working for them. And probably my next one will be exactly how we set up these Facebook ad campaigns, some of the creatives we run, and how we actually create all of these videos and AI images that we've done for clients in order to get a really, really good cost per lead and then ultimately have AI set these appointments for us. So if you'd like to check out more, feel free to subscribe and drop in the comments what you'd like to see next. But thank you so much for checking out the YouTube video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.